Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Podbean, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Good Pods, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 156. Available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram, or YouTube itself. What up, world? So I just watched Snow White. It is the most recent of the Disney live-action reimaginings. It stars Rachel Zegler, Gal Gadot, Andrew Burnap, I think that's dude's name, that basically plays Robin Hood. Some of the dwarves, I'm not gonna be able to name all of them, are voiced by Martin Kleba, Andrew Barth Feldman, Titus Burgess, and I know there's like 4 I left out. It's directed by Mark Webb. He directed 500 Days of Summer. He directed both of the Amazing Spider-Man movies. And I know he's done something else. I'm just drawing a blank. You got Rachel Zegler as Snow White. You got Gal Gadot as the Evil Queen. The Evil Queen asks the Magic Mirror, who's the fairest one of all? The Magic Mirror says, bitch, not you. So, bring me Snow White's heart, put it in his box. Bing, bang, boom. She at the crib with 7 dwarfs. That's the classic story. In this one, we get backstory on who her parents were, how the queen came into power. We get backstory on the prince, who, if I'm not tripping, like I just watched the original, this dude is only in the movie at the very end. True love's kiss breaks the poison spell, right? She don't know who this dude is. How is this true love's kiss? So what this movie did really good was expand upon that. Build a relationship with the dude who's going to be there at the end. The new songs, like, Rachel Zegler has one good new song. Like, the very first song she gets by herself, I thought was cool. It sounded like some shit that wasn't good enough to be used for a Frozen movie, but it was cool. Every other new song was a dud. Every song they kept from the original slapped. I'm seeing like all these like normie reports, bro. If you're on any social media platform and a blue check mark tells you some shit is good or bad, don't just take their word for it because they're verified. Please don't. There are no bad performances in this movie. I will say that there are some iffy, questionable scenes within some good performances. Because motherfuckers like to poke fun at Gal Gadot. Like, bro, if you could do what she was doing, then you would be getting criticized for your every fucking breath too. Like you just like me sitting at home critiquing, bro. Like I'm not a critic, bro. I'm just telling y'all what I thought of a movie. Rachel Zegler has a couple scenes where I wasn't sure that was the best she could have done. Like, Mark Webb probably should have called, let's run it back. Dude played the huntsman. Dude that played Robin Hood, the prince. Gal Gadot. Like, there were all moments where I was just like, I don't know. Like, I like what they're doing overall, but in this moment, I don't know. There's absolutely no reason why the dwarfs had to be CGI. Every other breathing, 2-armed, 2-legged being in this movie looks regular. Why couldn't y'all have just cast some dwarfs to play the dwarfs? It don't make no sense. Why, like, Goofy is one of Mickey Mouse homies? Why did the dwarfs have to look goofy? And then the animals all looked cartoon. They cartoonified the animals. But they have remade some of these movies, Lion King, Mufasa, and the animals looked regular. I don't understand. I just don't understand some of the decision making at Disney. And like what I was conversing about off wax before I hit record. Little Mermaid is an enjoyable movie, right? They get you comfortable by giving you familiarity, and then they add the new shit in there. This movie kicks you in the balls with new shit, backstory, just freestyle story to just get the party going. You know what I mean? And it wasn't bad. It felt like a different take on the Brothers Grimm fairy tale, but you got the crux and the bare bones and the apple core of what you know this story to be, but then it's like everything else just feels new. So like it was kind of an awkward watch because so much of it got changed that I like my man's Nick on the podcast, Nick, where he'll like the trailers hit you with what you know. So we're assuming going in Lilo and Stitch, How to Train Your Dragon, we're gonna get a beat for beat remake. But I like prefer that. I don't want huge changes to the stories that I know and love, especially those two. Snow White, classic, very first Disney animated movie ever. And they just changed so much, it didn't feel like I was watching the same movie. I don't know the intent. I don't know Mark Webb's intent. I don't know Disney's intent. But it's like Snow White and her interaction with animals was tweaked. How she made it to the dwarves' cottage was tweaked. The dwarves, when they're mining, was completely new. That shit was cool. And so like I just felt like this was kind of an awkward watch. But like I don't think this was bad. Overall, I think this was fine. It's visually cool. Like I said, like I like the cast. Overall, I enjoyed the performances. With every other Disney live action reimagining, this wasn't particularly necessary. It's like they did it. They went in blindfolded. Complete faith in Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, cast and crew. Alice in Wonderland made $1 billion, so now let's flip every animated classic into some live action. And more times than not, these movies just come out fine. So with all that being said, I will say that in my opinion, Snow White was solid. Have you seen Snow White, man? What you think? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. I recently put up a review for Novocaine. The week before that, I watched Mickey 17. Check those out. Next weekend, the plan is to watch and review A Working Man. But like the big banner poster is like in that Kiss of Death spot that The Fire Inside was in, and then Blink Twice was in my theater in the last year. Neither one of those movies came to my theater, so we'll see what happens. The long shot hope is that my theater also gets Death of a Unicorn. They won't, but a guy can hope. Rec League Podcast, episode 156 just dropped. Literal open forum discussion. We just talking. There's no trajectory. There's no topic. We just talking movies. Hella fun. Check all of that out, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me? Watch these credits. Peace.